Hello viewers, Murray here with Murray's Mobile Mechanics and welcome to the channel. Today I am working on a 2016 Nissan Murano. This is the V6 3.5 liters SV trim. If you remember very well, or if you follow my channel or watch my videos, this is the one I went to do the oil change and then just to verify if they actually needed the control arms, because they are taking it to a shop and then the shop recommended control arms, so they just wanted to double check with me, and actually I did verify they need control arms, so they are getting a better deal than at the shop. So it's always wise to actually do some shopping and just get a second opinion. So on this same car today, we'll be doing the tune-up, which is just the spark plugs, the fuel system clean, we'll be doing the lower control arms, and also we'll be doing the coolant flush. So let me flip the camera, I show you the vehicle, and then we get going. So that's our vehicle right there, and this is under the engine bay. So the first thing we're going to do, this one is all about preference. We are going to take off the negative terminal of the battery, and just always take a minute or two, just like courtesy. You can see I checked the battery right there, and you can see there's corrosion buildup. So we are going to take care of the customer. It's just a few minutes, is not gonna hate anything. It's just a gesture, taking care of your customer. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. This is all about preference. You don't need to disconnect that. And we are going to take out this 10mm bolt right here. There's another one right here to take off this engine cover. There should be another 10mm bolt right there, and I believe another one is hiding right there. We're also going to take out this 10mm bolt and this one right here, and then we are going to take off this air knuckle off, and then we are going to use a screwdriver flathead to take off that screw right there. We are going to move this air filter box out, and then we are going to use the pliers to pinch that clamp right there so that we can just slide this hose off, and then we'll have some clearance to do the work properly. So let me do that off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so I took out these two 10mm bolts and I used the 10mm socket with the Milwaukee impact. So these two are out just like so, and then there should be a rubber grommet underneath right there. So just use a little bit of force and this thing will come off just like so. We are going to put it on the side, and it's going to expose the other two 10mm bolts that are hiding. So I like putting these bolts back on so that I don't lose them. I'll put this one there, and then this one like so. So right now I'm going to take these two out, and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so I took out these two 10mm bolts and these two on top, and I still use the same 10mm socket with the Milwaukee ratchet, and this thing comes off just like so. And once you take it out, we are going to put it off the way, and now it exposes what we are getting into. So you can see this bank right here, the spark plugs are accessible. There's 1, 2, 3, and then we have 3 more at the back that we cannot see. So this intake plenum should come out. So right now I'm going to take this hose off, and then that screw right there, we'll use a flathead screwdriver right there, and then for this one we use the pliers, just pinch it and then move it off the way, and then we take care of this air filter box. I think we have to disconnect the mass airflow sensor right there, and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so I took out that screw right there for the air hose, and then I disconnected the mass airflow sensor right here. Just press on the tab and then pull, and then I took this hose off. This is a vacuum hose for the screw, which is right there. I use this flathead screwdriver, and then for this clamp right here I just use these pliers, and then right now you can see this thing can come off just like so. So I think I need 2 hands. Let me take it off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so I took out that screw right there for the air hose, and then I disconnected the mass airflow sensor right here. Just press on the tab and then pull, and then I took this hose off. This is a vacuum hose for the screw, which is right there. I use this flathead screwdriver, and then for this clamp right here I just use these pliers, and then right now you can see this thing can come off just like so. So I think I need 2 hands. Let me take it off camera and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so when I was taking this out, I encountered some resistance. So what was happening was, at the back right here we have the mass airflow sensor wiring, which is plugged in here. So I took that one out using this door panel tool right here from Harbor Freight, and this is the one right here. So this is a clip that is plugged into right here, making this thing not to come out. So right now you can see we are almost at a good point to take the intake plan arm out. So you can see there's a lot of dust and debris around here, and if you notice, I put back these two 10mm bolts. There's one here and one there. These, they hold the top of the engine cover. There's these two right here, but for these two, they are still holding on to the engine cover. They got the rubber grommets right there and the washers, so they are not going nowhere. So this is another good practice where you put the bolts back on so that you don't lose them or put them at the wrong spot. So right now you can see, like I said, we got too much dust, too much debris. So I'm gonna put some paper towel right there, or a towel, just to block that one. And then we're going to use this leaf blower, Ryobi, Home Depot. We are going to actually blow the dust out and all the debris so that we have a good clean working area, and so that we don't drop any debris or any particles inside the engine. So let me do that and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, you can see I put some paper towel inside the throttle body right there, and we are good to go to blow this top part of the engine. We're going to use the this leaf blower from Home Depot, Ryobi, like I showed earlier on. So you can see we got dust, leaves, and just some particles. This is just to make sure we clean the top part of the engine before we take the intake plan out, so that we don't drop anything inside the engine. So right now I'll go ahead and just start blowing the top of the engine. So that's pretty much it. We've gotten most of all the particles. So right now we need to actually disconnect the throttle body from the intake plan arm. We got 4 Allen keyboards. I'll check the size and then I'll let you know. There's one here, 2 on the other side, and then 2 at the bottom. So there's coolant lines that are connected to the throttle body, so we don't want to lose the coolant. And then we have to actually take out the fuel vacuum lines. These solenoids, or the 3 are coming out, and then I think there's some 10mm bolts at the bottom right there. There's one hiding right there, there's one in the middle that are connected to this vacuum line. So let me take those out and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so the first thing you're going to do is disconnect the throttle body connector right here. There's a connector right there. All you have to do is press on the tab and then pull it, and then we got the 4 Allen key bolts. I don't have the right Allen key bolt for these 4 bolts, so what I did, I used the T30 Allen key torque bit right there. It will do the work, but once we go get the spark plugs at the parts store, we're going to buy a set of Allen keys and use the right tool. So what I did was break them loose with this wrench right here, which is a ratcheting wrench, and then shift it to the M12 just to speed up the process. So right now you can see the bolts will come out pretty much easy, you can see, and make sure you don't lose this bolt. So if you come this side, the bolt right here has this wiring connected to it, which is for the throttle body. So make sure you don't forget this bracket right there. So let me take those bolts off the camera and I'll bring you guys back once the throttle body is out of the way. The reason why we are disconnecting the throttle body is we got these coolant lines. There's one here, I believe there should be another one, but let me take that out and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so you can see the throttle body is moving off the way. We are going to just let it be right there, and we got the two coolant lines I was talking about. There's one right here and then there's one right there. So the bolts are right here, they are all the same size. So what I'll do is I'm gonna put them back on the throttle on the intake planner right there, just to avoid losing them. And the good thing is all the four bolts are actually the same length, so nothing to worry like which one goes where. So they are pretty much of the same length, so you don't have to stress yourself. Just putting them back on so that we do not lose these bolts, cause it's gonna be a nightmare when you lose this bolt. So the throttle body itself, since it's off the way, you can see it's not too dirty. We are going to clean it for the customer before we put it back on. So let me figure out what's gonna come out right here and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so right now we are going to disconnect this vacuum hose right here. I think this one is responsible for the opening and closing of the butterfly valves inside right here. So we're going to disconnect this one, and then we're also going to disconnect this other vacuum line from here, and then we'll take out this 10mm bolt right here. We're also going to disconnect this vacuum hose right here. Then we are going to take off this 10mm bolt out, this one out, this one out. All these are 10, and there's one right there. There's a 10mm bolt right there. There's also one right there. So once we take those 10mm bolts and disconnect the vacuum lines, I think all these solenoids, they'll come this way, and then we'll have a clear view for the intake planner to come out. But first we are going to inspect what vacuum lines are connected in the back. So I'll check that to see which is connected to the intake planner, and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so after disconnecting all the 10mm bolts that I did mention, you can see I got a bunch of them and I put them back so that we don't lose them. You can see I've put them back on, and now you can see all our solenoids are actually off the intake planner. And we're going to point out one thing: these vacuum hoses are pretty tight. Don't force them because they are pretty tight on. You're gonna need these hose clamp pliers. I think it's a set of 3. I got these on some time back. I bought them at Harbor Freight. I think I've been with them for quite a long time, 5 years, so to say. So they come pretty handy. So you are gonna need the smallest one to wiggle these vacuum hoses. Just free them from where they are connected and then pull them. I think there's this one right here, this one right here, and this one right here. And then I also disconnected the back vacuum hoses. There is one that connects right here where my finger is flicking. I think this is the one right here. You can see I disconnected that. I used the same hose clamp to clamp actually the clip or clamp that holds it. You can see it right there. Due to space, this being a long nose, it helped me a lot. And then once I moved the clamp off the way, I had to use the same hose clamp plus to wiggle, like shake it, clamp it, and then shake it, and then it came off. And then we have another one. I don't know if you're able to see. There's one also. This is the one right here. Did the same. This one connects to right here also where my finger is flicking. So right now I know it's hidden in the back, we can't see clearly, but once we take the intake planner out, I'm going to point out where they are connected. So right now we have a bunch of 10mm bolts. I think there's one right here, this is a nut, and you can see there's a stud right there. There's one here, this is a nut, and then we got the two bolts right here, 10mm bolts. We got the other two right here, one here, one there, and then we got another nut right here where there's this other stud. I think I'm going to disconnect this 10mm bolt because it's connected to the intake planner, and it houses where you can check your fuel pressure right here, and this other vacuum hose right here. So let me take those out and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so I started loosening the middle ones, which are inside. There's a 10mm bolt here, another one right there, and then I came to this one, and then this one, came to the outside one, and then came to the outside one as well. I also took out this 10mm bolt that houses this bracket right here. So after loosening all the bolts, you can see the intake planner is actually free to come out. So right now I'll go ahead and take all the bolts off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so I took out all the bolts and nuts. So we got the 4 bolts, same height, nothing to worry which one goes where, and then the 2 nuts right there. So right now this intake planner should be good to come out. I think all you have to do is when you raise it up, make sure it just passes these 2 studs. There's one right there for the nuts, one on the other side of the engine, and one on this side. Once you lift it up to clear the clearance, this intake planner should come out. So let me set myself up just like so, and then we see how it's going to come out. So in the back I encountered there's another 10mm bolt with the bracket. I don't know what that is housing. I think it's housing the wiring for the O2 sensor. So let me take it out and we go from there. So it's actually hidden. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but let me get my light. You see what I'm talking about. So that's my lighting right there, and then we have this wiring right there, that one right there. Here my finger is pointing. There's a 10mm bolt right there holding that bracket for the O2 sensor wiring. So let me take that bolt out and then we go from there. Hello viewers, so after taking out that 10mm bolt, which is this one right here, this intake planner is actually ready to come off just like so. Make sure you take out everything that's connected to it. It should slide off just like so. I think I still have some connection, so what we're going to do is we're going to raise it up and then we'll let it flip just like so. Yeah, we'll flip it and we'll let it sit just like so. So right now you can see we need to cover our engine ports right there. We're going to use some paper towel just like so, so that nothing falls in the engine right there. And now you can see we got the other 3 spark plugs at the back right here, and these are the hoses I was telling you about. There's this one here and this one right here, and those, they connect one on this one and one on this other side. And this is the bracket for the O2 sensor with the 10mm bolt. So right now we have exposed the back of the spark plugs on the other side for this engine bank, and then let's take those out and then we'll go with the spark plugs that came with the car. So let me take those spark plugs out and then we go from there. Hello viewers, so after taking the intake planner out, you can see we are going to actually replace these rubber grommets under the intake planner. There is I think this one and this one comes as one set, then this other set here and this other one right here. And also we are going to replace the one on the throttle body right there. So right now, since we have exposed the hidden bank with the spark plugs in the back, so this car has something like 170 something thousand miles, and I believe this is the first tune-up. So these were pretty tight on. Even when I pressed with my fingers, they could not budge, so I used this Lao electric connector pliers. This comes in pretty handy as well. You got this on Amazon. All you have to do is press and then it slides them off. It doesn't damage like if you use the regular pliers. The same with this one, and then the same with that one right here. So now we got this connector out, this one out as well, and then this one I think is out as well. So right now we are going to take out the 10mm bolts holding the ignition wire. So I'm not going to take all three out. I'm just going to take one out and then take the spark plug out. We'll go with that one as a sample, and it's going to be the same process with the other two right here. And these are pretty much straightforward in the front. It's going to be the same process. So let me do that and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so all you have to do right now is take off this 10mm bolt. What I did is I broke loose the bolt first with this same M12 mark ratchet. Just don't go straight on it with the impact of this, you might break the bolt. So break it loose manually first like so, and then you can actually use the ratchet just to speed up the process, just like so. So we'll take this bolt out, we'll put it somewhere safe, and then just wiggle the ignition coil, and it should come off just like so. So right now I'm gonna get my spark plug socket, take this spark plug out as a sample to the part stores, and get the right spark plugs that came with the vehicle. So it's gonna be the same process with this one and this one right here, and also these three right here, but I'm just gonna use this one as an example. So let me take that spark plug out and then we go from there. Hello viewers, so after taking the ignition coil from this cylinder right here, we are going to take the spark plug out, and we are going to use a 14mm socket spark plug. This one is cool, it comes in with a plastic that holds the spark plug once it's loose. So we'll go ahead with the socket just like so, and then we are going to connect our ratchet just like so, and then we are going to break it loose. Once you break it loose, you can actually take it off by hand. So by the way, there's no issues, we're just doing a preventative maintenance. So this spark plug should come off just like so, and it keeps going back in there. So try to get it back just like so. So you can see it's not pretty bad for the OEM spark plug, and you can see it's still in good condition, but it's time to change it. 170,000 miles is a long time, so we're going to change it with exactly what has come out, and we're going to use the Denso. I believe this is a Denso spark plug, and yeah, we'll go with the right spark plug that we took out of the vehicle. So I'll go with this as a sample, and then we're going to do the same on the other three in the back and the other three in the front. So this is not pretty bad, but it's time to change it for good fuel efficiency and for the good operation of the engine. So I'll bring you guys back once I get the spark plugs, and then we go from there. Hello viewers, so I was waiting for the spark plugs. I've replaced this one and this one already off camera because it's the same process as taking out the one I showed you earlier on. So this is the one we took out, and like I said, it's not too bad, but you can see the other tip is almost chipped off. So definitely it's time to change this spark plug. So that's the part number right there, and I'm going to emphasize on this. I always want to go with what comes out of the car. You can see that's the part number, the same as on the spark plug. You can see it's FXE 22 HR 11 right there. That's the one right there. So we'll take the spark plug off the box, and then we are going to actually install it. So we'll rip off the box just like so. Always check your gapping. So this is the one right there, and you can see we are going to put them side to side with the one we took out, and you can see they look exactly the same. So we'll go ahead and install the new spark plug, and then we'll go from there. So you can see, like I said, I like this spark plug socket. It's got a plastic grommet inside there that holds the spark plug. So we'll go ahead and go down gently. You have to be gentle so that you don't actually compromise the gapping. Start tightening the spark plug by hand, just like so. And then when you get to a point where you have some resistance, you can switch to your ratchet, just like so. And all you have to do is just snag it in there. Don't go too crazy. This is aluminum. You don't want to damage or cross-thread the threads in there, because that now becomes actually a nightmare. So we'll go ahead and put in our ignition coil, and then we're going to plug it in. Actually, we'll raise it up, plug it in, make sure it clicks, and then you can actually lower it down. Put your bolt, start it by hand as well, and then you can switch to your M12 just to speed up the process. We'll start with this one right here. Go to the next one, and then we'll go to the next one. So pretty much that's all it takes to replace the spark plugs in the back. The front ones is the same process. It's only that the front ones are exposed. You can do them without taking the intake plenum out. And these are the vacuum hoses I was talking about for the back. This is one right here and the one right here. And then this is the wiring with the bracket with the 10mm bolt that bolts into actually the intake plenum. So right now, I'll bring you guys back once we reinstall the intake plenum. Hello viewers, so we are going to replace the intake plenum gasket. This is the one right here. It comes off just like so. Just take it out. Don't take the risk of reusing this one. Actually, this one is in a better condition, but we are going to replace it with a new one. We don't want any issues once you sit down the intake plenum. You don't want to go back right there. So this is the replacement Fuel Pro. They make good quality gaskets, and that's the part number right there, and courtesy of AutoZone together with the spark plug. So right now I'll go ahead and put this one back on, and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so we got the old gasket out, and then we got the new one. You can see it's a blue one. The one we took out is a black one. Fuel Pro, they make quality gaskets. I've been using them for quite some time, and basically right now we are good to go to reinstall the intake plenum. So the way this one goes back in is the opposite orientation of taking it out. So I'm not gonna show how it goes back on, but definitely like I said, it's the reversal of taking it out. So I'm gonna do it off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back on the other side. Hello viewers, so I just cleaned the throttle body. You can see the difference as before and right now. So I used the CRC throttle body and air intake cleaner, courtesy of AutoZone. So you can see how clean it is right now. It's better than the way it was. So this is one of the stages of the fuel system that we are going to use, which is a 3-stage fuel system where you have to pour some of the cleaner in the fuel tank, and then the other one you have to clean the throttle body. This is the stage we've done, and then we are going to also use the 3rd stage, which is the induction process, which will suck the cleaner through the vacuum hose from the brake booster, and then clean the intake plenum together with the throttle body inside there and the other parts. So right now I am going to actually take out the throttle body gasket, which is this one right here. You can actually just pull it just like so. This is the one right here. It goes in this way, so we'll put it on the side, and we have the replacement part, which is from Nissan. That's the part number right there. So I'll go ahead and put this one back on, bought the throttle body back onto the intake planner, and then we'll go from there. Hello viewers, so I've replaced the two on the bank that is accessible. So I'm going to show this on camera because it's the same process as the back side. So we'll take this 10mm bolt out and then disconnect the electrical connector. Use the Lyle electrical connector pliers because these things are brittle and tight. So we got your ignition coil just like so, and then we are going to actually slide in our spark plug socket just like so, and then we are going to break it loose. Just like so, and then you can finish up with your hands once it's loose. And we'll take out our spark plug. We got our new one. Make sure you check your gapping, and then we'll go ahead gently and then start threading your spark plug by hand. Once you start feeling the resistance, you can switch to your ratchet. So the torque spec for this, I'm not sure, but with experience working on cars for quite some time, once they snag in just like so, that should be okay. We'll go ahead and install our ignition coil, and all the ignition coils are in a good condition. Plug in your connector until it clicks. The same with all these three. Let them click, and then you can tighten your 10mm bolts just like so. So just to speed up the process, we are going to use the M12. With the 10mm bolt just like so. I mean the 10mm socket just like so. Then when we come this side, you can see the throttle body is in. I'm gonna clean it up just a little bit. You have to torque the bolts in a sequence, and the torque spec is for 74 foot-pound. So that's the torque sequence. You start with this one right here, number 2, number 3, number 4. That's the sequence, and then torque them to 74 foot-pound. So right now I'll clean the throttle body right there just a little bit with the throttle body cleaner, and then I'll connect everything, and then I'll bring you guys back. Hello viewers, so you can see everything is back in place. The engine cover, the intake planner, the air knuckle, the air filter box. Make sure you put back the throttle body connector, plug it back in, the mass airflow sensor, or the vacuum hoses, or the ignition coil wires. Make sure you plug them in, and you'll get the job done just like that. So pretty much that's all it takes, viewers. So if you start the car and then you have the engine check light, it's possible to have it. It's because you are disconnected a lot of electrical connections. So all you have to do is just reset the engine check light, and you should be good. So that's all it takes to replace spark plugs on a 2016 Nissan Murano. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share for more tips on how to fix your vehicles. Murray here with Murray's Mobile Mechanics, signing out. Be blessed, and we'll see you on the next one.